supposedly, Potts, we've been hearing there's been some battles in the free surfs the last couple of days. These heats start well before the jersey's on. John's preparing, having a look, getting the first wave of the event. Hawaii's own Keanu Asing wanted to get a big barrel to start. Ends up just getting a warm-up wave.
You know, I think it's that kind of wave, Joe. If you miss that tube right on the takeoff, it's best to get out.
Italo now. Similar situation to Keanu. Just hopping out of there. And now the defending champ from 2013, Joel Parkinson, has priority. Looking at the draw, really exciting names in there. Kelly once again withdrawing with foot injury. As we look at a wave here, opening up wide. Parko deep in the barrel to kick off this heat first thing in the morning.
Wow.
Ends up getting smashed on that big section. That was Michelle's first ever major final. Also, Nat Young made a semifinal, former Rookie of the Year, as we watch Keanu Asing. Quick look at the barrel there. Front side wrap in the pocket, and he's out of there. So still some quiet scores getting on board as the whole field warming up this morning in heat number 1.
I mean, there's going to be a lot of those little inside waves that I guess, you know, if you're struggling in the rotation of priority, guys that have got priority are going to let those little ones go. I mean, look at this thing. We're saying little, but it's still in that 4 foot, 5 foot range. The bigger one's into that 6+, so not a big score for Keanu Asing, but I like the fact he's in third in rotation.
Still count. Stop watching the highlight reel from Felipe Toledo. Lock it in at 10. Coming up later on today. Backhand approach for Italo Ferreira. Getting the best wave so far. Beautiful completion. Didn't take long to warm up for Ferreira. And now running through the inside. Backhand float. And a nice way to get everybody alert on the beach first thing in the morning, Potts.
Yeah, what a beautiful wave that was. Italo Ferreira taking off nice and deep, sliding into it. Let's have a look here as he grabs the rail and just really uses part of his body to slow himself down and get as deep as possible. Great positioning there from Italo Ferreira, who's been on an absolute tear this year. That backhand has really served him well. Finishing this one off all the way through the inside. So Italo Ferreira off to the first real wave of consequence and sliding straight in. So, you know, you talk about do the natural footers have an advantage? Are the goofy footers going to struggle out here? Well, there's your answer right there. Absolutely not. I think if you find the right wave, it doesn't matter which way you stand. These guys are going to get deep. They're going to come out. They're going to do some big turns. And Italo Ferreira is right up in the top of the leaderboard for a reason this year, Joe. It's one of those events, Joe, where, here we go again from Joel.
Right in the pit with Parko, the defending champ for 5 years of this event, showing off that attack in the pit, big roundhouse cutback.
So a lot of the juniors have probably done it way more than the pros, but it's a kind of wave where, I mean, it's that perfect, isn't it? It's not going to take a long time to get used to this wave. If you're good in the barrel, you can identify that, and then these big wrapping turns. Joel's got to finish those maneuvers off.
Asing in position. Double overhead on the takeoff, packs it deep, a clean line to punch free. And kicks out right in front of Parko to try to steal second priority. Understanding the game so well. What a great exchange, especially for Keanu Asing.
He was on his way to a really good score and then backed it up with a big wrapping cutback. Keanu Asing drags it, slows himself down, draws that high line to come out, which he does, and does that and kicks out right in front. So obviously priority being a very important factor here today. Being in that right place at the right time. Keanu Asing drawing into that beautiful barrel. Kind of a messy exit, but manufacturing that exit and coming out in front of Joel. So good move right there from Asing. And his first real score on the board as well.
Very first heat of the day. Parko happy to be still chasing major wins on tour. A lot of his close peers calling it a day. Mick Fanning send off at Bells, and Parko, meanwhile, makes this one count. Clean barrel exit, wrapping cutback. Get back into the inside track and blitzes that one off the top with a classic frontside hack.
Yeah, that's I like that too. You know, the smaller inside wave yet again. No one really looking at that wave. Joe identifying that it's going to be a nice little barrel backdoor in that section, up and over the foam ball. So the degree of difficulty in that smaller wave was right up there. And then finishing strong. So this is what Joel's got to do. Finish that last maneuver. Come riding out of that nice and strong, but a nice little insider there, which is going to back up that good barrel that he just had.
And Kaipo touching on that idea of the Corona Bali protected. If you guys are on WorldSurfLeague.com, you saw that official announcement making the name change, which was all about sounding the alarm for the biggest threats to survival of the world's oceans. Back to that with Keanu checking a wave out. And he kicks out quickly. It was with John Florence at the time. Parko had 2 10s. John had a couple of big 9s with the loss. And during the break, Parko getting another barrel pots.
Yeah, well, this is what you got to do. I mean, if you're third in line for that priority rotation, unleash on these little insiders. I mean, Joel's got himself into the lead due to that factor. A 4 on the one before and then a 5.37 to back it up.
With 6:40 to go, Italo now roaming under priority. He's going to make a move. Just a quick up and out for the current number 3 in the world.
Backing their good results up, they're getting wins in amongst it, and their losses are quarterfinals or better, so that's kind of what you have to do.
Hitting the 5-minute warning, Parko up and out. A better angle in the swell the next few days, so it looks like we'll be flying out of the gates here in this event. 3:15 on the clock. Parko out front. Italo Ferreira trying to skip round 2 if he gets a win here. Backhand float into a carve. All maneuvers here for Italo down the line. Another chip off the lip. End section just keeps that flow going down the line. Looking for a 4.37 on that effort.
The rest of it was pretty clean. I mean, some solid surf in there from Italo. And there's that priority. I mean, Joel did have that second priority, Italo down in third. And because Joel took that mistake, Italo capitalized and a couple of solid maneuvers. So 4.37 is what's required, and finishing strong, which you got to do. He does that. You can tell he was feeling good on that one.
Last thing you want to do is get sent home on the first day of competition, so it's a big jump if you can get a win here. In this opening round, Keanu wants it. Fades the takeoff, pulls into a messy section, and he can't hang on. Set himself up in the third round of competition. 10 seconds to go. Going for the big whip. Ferreira trying to save himself, and Joel Parkinson will ride this one out on the horn. Clean victory lap from the former world champ. And it was kind of nice seeing his name in the first heat of the draw, being the defending champ for so long.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I got a funny feeling it's similar kind of boardies he's wearing too. If you look at the colorway on the boardies he wore during that win, looks pretty similar to me. So maybe those are his lucky boardies.
Not bad. Joel Parkinson back to business.